Good. All right, everybody. How are we feeling? We're going to be going through change goals, and we're going to set some goals around an area of your life that you are ready to tackle and completely change. Now, again, there's different ways of goal setting, but at UI, we do it the UI way, and that is through change goals, and they are this. A change goal must be challenging. Now, what challenging means, as we know, there's no change without challenge. I believe that a change goal that will truly change your life must be challenging. Because what I've found and noticed is that the big goals, the ones that actually make a huge difference in your life, are always challenging. They're not easy. Do you guys agree with that? Yeah? I think the easy goals are more of a to-do list. And that's cool as well. But as we said, if we want massive action, massive change, the next 6 months to be completely different, don't you think that it's going to be a bit of a challenge? Are you guys ready for a challenge? Awesome, good, you're in the right place. So understand this, a change goal must be challenging. Are we clear? Yes. Awesome. Next, it must be heartfelt. That's what the H stands for. And what I mean by that is that when you're writing a goal, you need to feel it. Now, when I write a goal around UI and what we're doing and the mission that we have and the things that we want to achieve, I get butterflies, right? I feel it in my guts. Who's had a goal where you get butterflies? You can feel it stirring, yeah? It moves you. That's called passion, people. Who loves passion? Hands up. Awesome. So again, when you set a goal that stirs you at that level and it's heartfelt, it comes from here and stirs you here, you know that that goal is worth fighting for. And let me also point this out, that if you want to absolutely achieve a big goal, a challenging goal, a scary goal, you know you're going to face obstacles. Do you agree? And in those times of turmoil, challenge, when you're hitting barriers, if it's not heartfelt, if you don't feel it, you're going to give up. Does that make sense? Who's given up on a goal before? If it's not important enough, you're not going to go for it. But we don't have time to waste on goals like that, right? We need to set goals that we know are worth fighting for. Hands up if you agree. So when you're setting these goals, if you're not willing to sacrifice for it, if you're not willing to fight for it, if you're not willing to face obstacles and challenges and look silly for it, then it's not a change goal. Does that make sense? A goal that you're willing to do all of that for will be fucking amazing and you will succeed. Hands up if you agree. Awesome. A change goal is also going to be actionable with a deadline. So again, when you write these goals, it's a bit of a checklist rather. You want to go through and say, is it challenging? Is it heartfelt? Is it actionable with a deadline? Now, why is actionable with a deadline important? Because if it doesn't have clear action steps, you're not going to know what to do. It goes back to our strategic planning. Do we agree? And if it doesn't have a deadline, what are you going to say? I'll start Monday. Right? Who said that? Yes. Or Tuesday, or you'll start some other time. If you don't have a deadline, you don't have a sense of urgency to charge forward. Do you agree? So we need clear parameters for the game. We need to say, this is the goal, it stirs me, it's challenging, I'm going to fight for it. I absolutely know the action steps and I know the timeline, and I'm going to make it. Does that make sense? Awesome. Next, it's got to be a non-negotiable. What do you think that means?
It has to be done. So
Absolutely.
basically, it's no excuses. Yeah.
100%. If something's a non-negotiable, that's a firm position. Do you agree? If someone says to you, this is what I'm doing, it's a non-negotiable, they mean business, don't they? Right? That's a standard that we talked about. So your goals, you need a strong fucking standard that this goal's a non-negotiable. I don't give a shit if it's raining, if things are happening at work, if my baby's crying, if this is going on, I hurt my toe on the weights area. This is a non-negotiable and I will do whatever it takes. Does that make sense? So the change goal has to be a non-negotiable. Next, it's got to be for the greater good. And what this means, it's got to be for the greater good of yourself, for the future, for your family. It's got to make an impact outside of you, which most of these goals absolutely will. Because if it changes your life, inevitably it's going to have a ripple effect. Do you agree? So understand that a goal this big, this powerful, this fucking epic, it's got to be for the greater good. Hands up if you agree with that. Awesome. And last but not least, it's got to be exact. It's got to be specific. It's got to be on point. It can't be vague. Let me tell you this, vague goals gives you vague results, vague answers. Do you guys agree? If you're vague, if you're not clear, unfortunately, that is a reflection of where your mindset will be at around the goal. 100%? So if you want to achieve something amazing, you've got to know exactly what it is. It's got to be exact. It's got to be specific. It's got to be on point. Hands up if you agree. Awesome. Who loves change goals? Hands up. Beautiful. Have an amazing next 6 months, guys. Well done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Awesome. Well done.